but we actually ended up winning Alliance Showdown, which was kind of cool. Um, so I was able to help the Alliance out a little bit and get everybody up ahead, and it's kind of cool to kind of see how that all turned out. But so of course, King of the Ice Field's going on, and again, I think the conversation that I've had with some people is you should probably get Wayne. You should probably get like I've been having conversations with people, and they're like, should I get Mia? Is Mia worth it? Is Mia this and that? And it's like, all right, guys. The only advantage of Mia or any of these is the troop rally troop attack that you get in the Fate Crystal, and that's when you're in the third gen, and then by fourth gen, it's like not as important. Fifth gen, it's not important at all, hardly. And by sixth generation, you're actually trying to get ready for seventh and eighth gen because things get a little wacky from that point forward. And like right now, I know that I can get two more shards and I can start getting Wayne. But the one reason why I want to make sure I get Wayne is actually due to having him these two bonus stats. And this is the thing about a lot of these extra generations, right? It's just knowing that you're going to get heroes that are going to inadvertently make your life like a little bit more of a headache as you level up. Now, mind you, even though I've got six or so mythic shards, I've got a VIP timer that I runs for Pete, and I basically what I do is the reason why I have so many gems, guys, is I save my stuff. So I save speed ups, I save everything. Like right now, you probably, if you're not already doing this, you need to be doing your intel missions because you're going to need the fire crystals, which you'll get out of the crystal library as well, or the crystal laboratory for that matter. And then you got to upgrade your builds. And during this event, like especially right now, okay, kind of works in your advantage to make sure that you're also using your pet skills. Now, I'm kind of guilty of this because I tend to forget I even have them. So, for that reason, I'm going to need to pull one of these. In fact, I'll probably just go ahead and pull two of them just to show you what I mean. But, of course, you never want to use your March accelerators if you don't have to. The main thing I'm trying to get across to you, though, is like, my plan has always been to save, right? And you may be wondering, like, why are you not getting these Gen 7, Gen 8, and so on heroes yet? And it's like, well, because I know around the corner Gen 8 will come around, and then naturally you're not going to have, like, enough to really get anywhere too far into it to get, like, the maximum amount of benefit. So you end up having to kind of save not one, but two generations ahead at a time if you're playing this game free to play. Now, if you're pay to win and you want to pay to your heart's content, get to where I am and then stop, then, all the power to you. But obviously getting to Gen 12 is not exact, or VIP 12 for that matter, is not like a free to play solution. You don't get there without spending hardly at all. It's very hard to get there. But once you're there, then the game is pretty much like a sit back and kind of relax kind of game because it almost runs itself just in the fact that you gain so many gems and so much in terms of VIP time and everything. There's so much that you can gain backwards that it just doesn't really hurt you as much as you would think. But again, one of the things that I struggle with in this game in particular is, you have to be kind of time oriented around the idea that, okay, if you're going to spend like any amount of money on this game, you have to also kind of think in terms of like what the advantage of that is going to give you. Because a lot of people, I think, are like, they seldom do they ever sit here and think that one day someone could join your state and they're going to be 10 friggin' times the size of you. And worse yet, there's not a chance in heck, unless you just spend thousands of dollars, that you're going to have a chance to fight them either. So you have to kind of like know going into this that, yeah, you're not going to go willy-nilly. Like, you're not going to get all that super powerful. And if you try to keep up with it, you're just going to be really disappointed with it, And so I kind of play it mainly for the PvE element of it, which is why I like hitting fire beasts and gathering and such, because you can turn around, build your troops, build your armies, and then you're able to do Crazy Joe, and you can talk to your friends and what have you, and you can go hop an arena if you want, And of course, even in this, I've had people that are like, oh, dude, you can't retreat. Yeah, you absolutely can retreat skip. I've still been able to do this. I've had people tell me you can't do this. It's like, no. No, it absolutely does work. It's just the problem is if you're losing, it's because you're exactly that. You're losing. Now you just don't know why you lost is the only problem. And a lot of the time, like even in the challenges in particular, I'm not paying too much attention to when I'm like overpowered, right? Like in this case, I just lost to 9.8 and it's 14 million power. Why did I lose though? Well, when you look at it, right, you've got 2 infantry and then you have infantry, lancer, and a pair of marksmen and a lancer. So where this is 2 infantry, 2 lancer, 1 marksman, the advantage this player has against me is that they're also using heroes of generations that are substantially bigger and better than the Gen 3 and Gen 2 that I'm using. Okay. And one of the problems that you're going to find is that this is going to hold true in the game in general, but a lot of people do not seem to pay very close attention to this. But like, if you are not watching this, this is why people are going for the newer gen heroes. Because look at how hero attack is scaled here. You know, you've got 2400 on a Flint 2, right? When it's maxed out, it's not bad. You know, but if you took the same hero and then compared it to like a Gen 5, you're almost double at this point in terms of what you get in damage. So you can kind of see why it tends to favor the newer generation. So you're always having to run the rat race, so to speak, as to trying to get to the next best hero about every 2 generations. Just why I save my shards for every 2 generations of heroes, because the first one is kind of that meteor in the middle. The one that comes after that one is most certainly better than the 2 generation one that you had prior, you know? So if you want a mantra to live by, that's kind of the mantra you want to live by. But then you got to rotate, because you can't invest in all 3 at the same time. It's very hard to do that. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's really hard to do that without spending. Like, you kind of meet in the middle if you try to do it that way. But if you want to max one out, you absolutely can. And that's why I rotate through it. So like right now I've got Renee for my Lancer. So conveniently I'm on Gen 4, and get this. Yeah, I'm going to rotate and I'm going to get Lynn swapped out for the next gen of heroes. Which means, you know, if I can either get Wayne or the next gen, which is Gen 8, then that's what I plan I'm going to do. Is I'm going to get the next best in-slot marksman this generation coming up. And of course, you know, I save, and that's really kind of the idea behind what I do. But let me know what you guys think. Like, what do you guys do? In any case, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.